Good morning, everybody. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and boys and girls. Welcome to this beautiful National Museum of the American Indian. It's good to have you here. You may know that this weekend we are celebrating a festival called Out of Many. That's in honor of the inauguration that's going on this weekend, and also, of course, on Monday we also celebrate Martin Luther King Day. So we're getting our festival started off today with various acts from around Indian country and Alaska Native country, and then tomorrow we will bring in some of our cultures from around the world, and Sunday as well. If you're not able to make it here in person on Saturday and Sunday, many of our performances will be live webcast, and you can go to our website, www.americanindian.si.edu, and follow the links for the Out of Many Festival. So our first group today is called Imamsuat. They are an Alaska Native group. They are Sugpiaq dancers, although we also have some other cultures represented. The Sugpiaq people have often been called Alutiiq. You may have heard them called that before, but they're generally from South Central, Southwest Alaska, and they'll tell you more about their culture as they perform for us today. So they have traveled very far to join us. Please give a very warm welcome to Imamsuat.
All right, Chumai Quyana Night Alutiiq at Lising Alchumak, Shuslianga Tsunami, Ilanka Gwanech Mute Nakamutlu, Supiaq Runga, Dalundung Kakine Petchi. I said was, hey, thanks everybody for being here today. My name's Lauren, and our group's called Imamsuat, and that means people of the sea. And I was born in Kodiak, and I brought some of my friends here. I'll let them introduce themselves here in a minute. But thanks again, and hope you enjoy our songs. The first one we're going to do for you is much like most indigenous peoples, we were not allowed to sing and dance anymore. And so for about 200 years, we weren't allowed to do any of our traditional dancing. But today I wrote a song called Jayaka Hui Iguch, means my drum, I found it. Deluchinet Tlitlagu means come here and listen. Ahungwaka Hui Iguch means my dance, I found it. Kita hook, hurry up. Ilahut Luta, and come and join us. The verse is Nut Moon, means I went searching. Achya hate Tlianga Yakwanun, but not very far. Nut Moon Ahunit Tliagut means I went searching, but I didn't go anywhere. And the last part is Hwangupni Ilumni Iguchbit. It means it's always been a part of myself. Gangik Umadumfni Itlia means it's always been here in my heart. And then the last part is Wankuta Chumi Tlaspet Siluchtut. Means all of our ancestors, all of our elders are happy that we are dancing and singing again. So this song's called Jayaka, my drum. Okay. Jayaka, hey, hey, hui, ikuch, ganga, hey, Deluchi, hey, hey, nitni ikluku, anga, hey, Ahung waka, hey, hey, hui, ikuch, ganga, hey, kita chut, illa chut, sluta, chow yaka, hey, hey, hui, ikuch, ganga, hey, Deluchi, hey, hey, nitni ikluku, anga, hey, Ahung raka, hey, hey, hui, ikuch, ganga, hey, kita chut, ila chut, sluta, nut, mun. Ach, ya het liang ayak wanum, nut, mun. Ahunit liagut, hey, hey, Chow yaka, hey, hey, hui, ikuch, ganga, hey, Deluchi, hey, hey, nitni ikluku, anga, hey, Ahung waka, hey, hey, hui, ikuch, ganga, hey, kita chut, ila ne etlia. One kuta chumi slash betsi luchtu. Ciao yaka hey hui. Ikuch kana hey Te luchi hey nit ni kluklu ana hey akong aka hey hui. Ikuch kana hey kita khut ela khut luta. You may wonder why the girls don't move a whole lot. Dancing in Alaska for all Alaska Natives definitely only dance in the winter time. And in the winter time, I know you've heard the word igloo before, although we don't use that word in our language. We're too far south. We say unglu. It's basically the same word. It means home, but we dance inside the home. And if you have about 50 people in a little house, you don't have anywhere to dance. So the girls and the boys typically stay in one spot. We don't move around a lot. And so that's why you see the dances like this. The next song we're going to do for you is called Kuyawiktluku. It means in appreciation of you. And it was dedicated to one of our elders for all the hard work that they've done. It's a retirement song. He actually retired. And we said the journey before him begins again. And so he's setting sail on a new journey. It's called Kuyawiktluku, in appreciation of you. Angaya hey hey angaya 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 hey hey angaya 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 hey hey one kuta Dennis Akuyaktluku Quyana Dennis Akuyaktluku Kuyaktluku 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 Angaya hey 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 angasigluni chuna Alauganechluni Charlie Dogiyukluni Hikichagaluni Angaya hey hey angaya 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 hey Bukluten umi waktluku Aqua akmakitchkuten Angaya hey 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 What? All right, so in our culture, only the girls dance. No, I'm kidding. So us guys are going to do a dance for you, and it's called Quyana Night. And I wish I had more time to tell you the story, but the Inupiaq people, which are people who speak a similar language to us, they live just north of us, and they were left alone, well, relatively speaking. And they retaught dance to us. And so this song was a gift by Chuna McIntyre. And it means Quyana na, or Quyana means thank you. And we're thanking the Creator for the little breaths in our lips that we're starting to have again, that tattoos on our faces, which we are finally tattooing again, the heart that beats in our chest, and our vision into the distance, and we're reminded to be grateful for all the little things that we have, to be always grateful. Be careful. Don't hold too far down. Hold it.
Rock on. Okay, ready? Rihanna lower you. Quyana na tuta tulianga. Quyana na tuta tulianga. Chivisa huaka de alianga. Aya heya eyanga heya. Ya ha hai. Quyana na tuta tulianga. Quyana na tuta tulianga. Chivisa huaka de alianga. Aya heya eyanga heya. Ya ha hai. Quyana na tuta tulianga. Quyana na tuta tulianga. Chivisa huaka de alianga. Aya heya eyanga heya. Ya ha hai. Oh, it's really hard not to do.
Spirit dance. All right. That's my one song I get to do. I'm tired. The next song we'll do for you, I wish I could say this song was over 100 years old and it's been passed down from generation to generation, but that would be untrue. This is another brand new song. All of them are pretty brand new. And this is one of our elders who just passed away. Her name's Lucille Davis, and honored elder. And when other elders were taught not to teach us about our past, she continued to teach. And so this song is in remembrance of her, and it's called the Spear Dance. And it's Akatamani, long ago, Anguyachten, our warriors, Kaputin, used the spear, and it helped them. Again, this is a real spear that was passed on from generation to generation. It was stolen in 1950. We don't know where it's at anymore, but the story continues. Yugi na nimtani, as we went about our daily life, kapun tuglagat, the spear was stolen. So the spear is also a metaphor for our culture. Dagwam wankuta, although we know, naslu yagu chagunaku, we will never forget. And then the last part is kapun by tak put. We remade the spear. Wankut tugumi akilaut. We all helped. Puch chunaku. Never let this one go. Sugpiaq Alutiiq, because we are the real people. Kaputin. Akatamani Yanguyachten Kaputin Ekayutkatun Ayak haya ayak haya ayak hay Akatamani Yanguyachten Kaputin Ekayutkatun Ayak haya Yugina Neptri Kapunta Uglaga Takwa Wankuda Nasluya Kuchuna Ku Ayak Haya Ayak Haya Ayak Hai Akatamani Yanguyak Ne Kaputi Ekayuk Kapu Ayak Haya Ayak Haya Ayak Hai Kaputin Nasluya Gutagunaku Yo-ho-ho Kapabadak Wangkut Kumanakila Pukhtunaku Sugpiaq Alutiiq Aya 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 Akatamani Yanguyak Ne Kaputin Ekayut Kapu Ayak Haya Ayak Haya Ayak Hai Kaputin Nasluya Gutagunaku Yo-ho-ho You know, I hate to say this too again, but this next song is also one of our elders who passed away a few years ago. And again, we always remember them, and they are what teaches us about how to live and what to remember and the values and beliefs that we have. And her name was Helen Simeonov. And I know that doesn't sound much like a native name, but in Alaska, a lot of our last names sound Russian. So, but that's a whole nother history lesson I'd have to teach you in a bit. But this song is Espet Unapin. It means this is for you. And she was one of the ladies who, again, wouldn't give up on our culture. And today we have all the masks being returned. And the performances tomorrow and the next day, we'll be using some of the masks that are recreations of the wooden masks for ceremonies that we actually have rediscovered. And so, Espet Unapin, this is for you. Espet Unapin Kuya Wikluku Ahunwa Haktuku Yakluku Espet Unapin Kuya Wikluku Ahunwa Haktuku Yakluku Una Aquana Gamuag Muna Tista Iguch Kasuch Pet Pin Espet Unapin Kuya Wikluku Iguch Kasuch Pet Pin Espet Unapin Kuya chumi lachpet. We always love performing for groups like this. When we come to like Washington, D.C. or anywhere in the world, do we get nervous when we dance for you guys? No. Do we get nervous when we dance for our elders? Yes. Because when we make mistakes, you guys will never know. Anyways, let's move on. All right, okay, let's see a raise of hands here. How many people have arms? I have arms. All right, okay. So, we're going to teach you a song, and if you have arms, you can do this song. As you notice, you don't even need legs, but if you'd like, you can stand up. Absolutely. In fact, you can join these ladies up front if you like. If you see people that you don't know, guess what? They still don't know you, and they'll never know you. So don't feel embarrassed, so it's okay. The song is by Chuna McIntyre. We say, Aya Adanga means to travel, and we've traveled a long way to be here today. A lot of flying, I'll tell you what. And so you put your hand out to the right, and you bounce it twice. 1, 2. You bounce your hand to the left 2 times. 1, 2. You bounce your hand 2 times to the front. 1, 2, and then 2 times right in front of you. 1, 2. We say Oahu means beyond. Oahu, beyond. Nunahu, the land right here. Imuyaku, I daydream about what's beyond. Our people always daydreamed about what were behind those mountains or what's beyond the edge of the ocean. And so we traveled the world in our kayaks. Quiz for you guys. What's the native word for kayak? Kayak. Nice. She wins something. We got to figure out your prize, though. And then we say, Atua Adanga. We're going to sing about the loved ones far away. Koyaha Wanga. So the words are traveling through the air. And do it one more time. Atua Adanga. My words are singing. Koyaha Wanga are traveling through the air. Awache, beyond. Nunache, the land. Imuyake, I daydream about where my words are going. All right, that's easy, right? And then we only do one more thing. We say, Aya Adanga. And then you go 1, 2, 3. Kira means again. Now, 1, 2, 3. Chali. 1, 2, 3. And that's it. All right, you guys ready? Yeah, you can stand if you want. I see a real dancer right there. You going to come up? Yeah, come on up. Come on up. Oh, look at they're getting bashful now. I bet if one person came up here, I bet they all would. Come on up. Yay, all right. All right, anybody else who feels so inclined, dance where you're at? Come on up. Just come on up. Yeah. Again, you don't know these people. They'll just smile and take pictures. There we go. All right, from the top, here we go. Nice and slow. We're not... Again, here we are. Here we go. Aya Adanga by Chuna McIntyre. Nice and slow. Here we go. To the right first. Aya Adanga Eyachadanga. Aya Adanga Eyachadanga. Oahu Nunahu Imuyaku. Oahu Nunahu Imuyaku. Ya ha hai. Back, you do it again. Aya Adanga Eyachadanga. Aya Adanga Eyachadanga. Oahu Nunahu Imuyaku. Oahu Nunahu Imuyaku. Sweep it away. Ya ha hai. Ayadanga. Kira. Jolly. Now sing about it. Atu danga koyaha wanga. Atu danga koyaha wanga. Awache nunache emuyake. Awache nunache emuyake. Ya back to the very beginning. Sweep it away.
Ya, ha, hai. Gida. Jolly.
Nice job. Nice job, everybody. Thank you. Awesome. Very good. I think that's all the time we have for you today. But we really thankful to be here today, and thanks again for the National Museum of the American Indian, the Smithsonian, for having us here. We're going to dance a few more times this week on Saturday and Sunday, and I'll be doing storytelling here in a little bit. And I'm going to tell the story about, you notice that when we drum, we typically drum on the rim first, and then we drum. There's a legend that's so old that it tells why we drum the way we do. And Ed today is going to do storytelling at 3:30, and he's doing a. Are any of you familiar with string storytelling? Yeah, Ed's going to be. He's amazing at it, and he's going to be doing string storytelling at 3:30 today. So again, if you're here or in the area, come back and see us. And but again, Quyana Night, thanks so much for being here today, and thanks for having us. And Ed, do you want to introduce yourself?
Oh, yes. So thank you for inviting me to Washington, D.C. This first time I came here was way a long time ago, back in 1988. And so this is my first time being back since. My name is Edward Tilana. I'm Inupiaq, Eskimo, and Tlingit Indian. My family comes from King Island, Alaska, which is in the Bering Strait. It's about 90 miles northwest of Nome, Alaska, and that's where my grandparents are from. So I'm happy to be here, and thank you very much.
My name is Darling Anderson. It's my first time here in Washington, D.C. Actually, first time on the East Coast. And my family is from False Pass, Alaska in the Aleutian Islands. Hi, I'm Caroline Wiseman, and my family comes from White Mountain, which is up really north in Alaska. And I am Inupiaq, Hawaiian, and European. And this is my third time to D.C. Yep.
We're going to hang out for a bit, and again, if you'd like to ask us questions, is there another dance group coming up, or can we talk for a bit? Yeah, we'll hang out for a bit. We'll hang out until they put that proverbial hook. Oh no, here she comes. We can ask her some questions. Oh, we have 10 minutes? Oh my gosh, let's do another song. Want to do another song? Let's do This Breath of Mine. You got it? We're going to do one more song. What the heck? They're going to give him a drink of water real quick. I'll talk about the regalia here just for a second. What Ed and I are wearing are called kanashluk. These are rain jackets. Typically, they be made from, okay, you guys ready? Hope you can hear this. They're made from seal intestines. They are strips. They're cut in strips, and I'll tell you what, intestines are very waterproof. I have a friend from way up north, and she says, and this is a true thing, in the language from the very north, there are 99 words for ice and snow. That is the truth. We counted them out. We found all the words of ways of describing ice and snow. In my area, our Kodiak, we have one. It's called gangik, which means snow. One word. A chikukak for ice. We have 66 words for rain. Rain. We get lots of rain. It's warmer in Kodiak today than it is here, I think. This song is called Espet Unapin. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what the song means in private if you want to come talk to me. But it's kind of a sad song. But today we're not going to leave you with a sad note. So we're going to just do it. Oh yeah. Ahiya hanaganakuna. Ahiya hanaganakuna. Anaganak una. Ahiya Anaganak una. Anaganak una. Anaganak una. Ahiya Chandaka. Ahiya Anaganak una. Ahiya Anaganak una. Anaganak una. Anaganak una. Ahiya Chandaka. Ahiya Hitlumnuk. Ahiya Ngitmung. Aya Aheya. Aya Aheya. Ahiya Anaganak una. Ahiya Anaganak una. Ahiya Anaganak una. Anaganak una. Anaganak una. Ahiya Akulegunuk. Anaganam Imaut Dahut Gina. Aya Aheya. Aya Aheya. Ahiya Anaganak una. Ahiya Anaganak una. Ahiya Anaganak una. Anaganak una. Anaganak una. Chachi tuten ka. Kangich tuten. All right. In our culture, the women and men, we actually don't have a word for he or she. It's just there's only I, me, we, you, us. And so in our culture, women attain or have more status than men. And so today, when people ask, and again, they notice women do most of the dancing, but it's mostly a partnership because they couldn't dance without us and we couldn't be a group without them. And so traditionally, though, men and women typically didn't dance together, but we would switch like you saw earlier. We do have time for any questions, though. Does anybody have any questions at all? Oh, yes. Well, why don't you come up here and I can hear you. She asked, what tribe are you from? And the name of our people are called Sugpiaq. And more specific, I am part of the Sugpiaq, I guess you could say, nation. But I am a Guanachamut. I'm of the people who split apart. That's my mom. And Shinakamut Tlu also. I'm also of the beach people, who where my dad is from. He's actually from Kodiak City. Are you guys familiar where Kodiak Island is? Kodiak Island is about the size of, just about the size of Maryland, the entire state. So the island, if you look at a map of Alaska, look at Kodiak, and Kodiak is the size of a state, and it's just an island in Alaska. So it's about the size of Vermont, actually. It's a little bigger than Maryland, so New Hampshire. But it's enormous. It's about 5,000 square miles. There's only one island larger than it, and that's the big island of Hawaii. And they have a volcano, and it keeps growing, and we're like, hey, stop growing. We're the largest island. But anyways, that's a whole nother story. Any other questions at all? Oh, the headdresses the ladies are wearing, too. They're called nutchuck. That means, it means cap or ribbons. And you can see in their headdresses how there's ribbons of beads. And traditionally, they were made from like dentalium shells, which are my earrings I'm wearing right now, which are seashells, bone, ivory from the walrus tusks, antler. Again, if you saw these two ladies in the village a long time ago, and if these were single ladies, which I think they are, oh yeah, all you fellas would be thinking, sugar mama. These are rich ladies here. So fellas, we would also show us our status by the visors we wore, and the longer the visor, the more adornments on the cap. It means that you were a skilled provider. And again, it's funny, Alaska, I know it sounds kind of strange, but they say Alaska has the least wage per capita. We make the least amount of money in the United States per capita per person. But a lot of people in Alaska still live off the land. We still hunt, we still fish, we still collect the plants and berries from nature. And so wealth isn't necessarily money, but wealth is your family. Wealth is your health. Wealth is being happy, and wealth is traveling to the Smithsonian to perform and share our culture with you. And I think we're all done here. Oh, we got 5 more minutes. But yeah, so wealth is a lot different. So we have time for another song. Heck, let's do another song. I didn't realize we got lots of time. Aling Nifkina. Aling Nifkina is just a lullaby, so we'll wake you up when the song is done. And it's, well, how about this? The only songs that survived through the period of assimilation were like nursery rhymes and lullabies. And this one's a lullaby. The song is Aling Nifkina. It means don't be afraid. Askina, which is a woman's, or a name. There's no women name. There's no men names. And we're saying, Aling Nifkina, Askina. Don't be afraid, Askina. Awucha Uma Kinga. I won't be gone for long. So dad is rocking his child to sleep so that he can get ready to go hunting in the morning. And you can imagine a long time ago, going hunting in a kayak is not a safe thing. And so sometimes dad never came home. And so that's what this song's about. So he goes, once he finally gets his child to sleep, he says, Kida, Chali, Wuksut, Boomlago, Jaimu. Now, finally, it's time to go get ready again. The child is asleep. So this song's called Aling Nifkina, means don't be afraid. Aling Nifkina, ai askina. Aling Nifkina, ai askina. Aling Nifkina, ai askina. Kaucha umakinga heyanga, heyanga, heya heyanga. Aling Nifkina, ai askina. Aling Nifkina, ai askina. Aling Nifkina, ai askina. Kaucha umakinga heyanga, heyanga, heya heyanga. Kida, Chali, Wunksit, Bumlago, Jayamu. Kida, Chali, Wunksit, Bumlago, Jayamu. Aling Nifkina, ai askina. Aling Nifkina, ai askina. Aling Nifkina, ai askina. Kaucha umakinga heyanga, heyanga, heya heyanga. A lot of the songs that we have, the words that we have, I'm sure you've heard this before, that someone will ask me sometimes, what does that word mean in English? And then you go, well, there's really no translation to English. And then, of course, they still ask, well, can you describe it to me? And it takes like a paragraph to explain one tiny little word. And so our language is like that. So when I give you the meaning of a song, they seem very simple, but to our own people, it's actually quite complex. And it's not only about don't be afraid. It's like a whole new level of don't be afraid, because how about this? Aling Nifkina, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid, because you know your father is a skilled hunter and he can be able to do and survive in the wilderness, no problem. And so if you worry like this, it's not going to do any good for you. And that's hard to explain in English, and by the end you'll say, okay, I get it. Thank you very much for your definition. But the dresses that the girls are wearing too. This one right here would typically made by Are you familiar with cormorants, birds on the East Coast? Yeah, they're a black bird with a long black neck. Well, if you look at those birds, when they move, they're not black, they're iridescent. They turn green and blue and purple, but at first glance, they look like it's just black. But these typical dresses were made from bird pelts. They're made from the skins of a bird. And so when Caroline would be dancing, as she turned and moved, she would not just be like velvet black like we have here, but she would shimmer with all the different colors. And we were, at a time, we're not allowed to wear furs in Alaska due to the fur trade. And so it was against the law, I suppose, of the traders at the time, that we weren't allowed to wear furs anymore. And can you imagine not being able to wear fur in Alaska? Yeah, so we are survivors, and so what they did was they found other materials to make their clothing out of. And so bird pelts, well, seal intestine was always one of them, skins from the fish skins. Darling, what is yours made out of? That like puffin skins? Yeah, puffin would be turned inside out. And puffin, again, are you guys familiar what puffins are? They look, some people ask, hey, is that a penguin? We're like, no, that's not a penguin. It's a puffin. And they have like a toucan, like a barrett beak. And they would turn the feathers inside, and the skins would be on the outside. And of course, the boots that you're seeing us wearing, we call them gamik or bilugaks. Have you guys ever heard, what's a word that you're familiar with? Mukluk, right. Mukluk is what they're made out of. So I think someone came to Alaska way back in the day and said, what is that? And they said, what's what? Oh, mukluk, it's what it's made out of. It's made from the bearded seal. And so, but we call it gamik or bilugak. So, but you know what? Hey, they're mukluks today, so that's okay with us too. All right, well, if there aren't any more questions.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Nope. Oh, you have a question? Well, come up here so I can hear you. They said, why was hunting dangerous? Well, back in the day, today, of course, we have all the modern conveniences of GPS or global positioning systems. But back in the day, it was just, you built your kayak with your own hands and you paddled to where you were going hunting. And of course, they could tell the weather for the next 3 days, but if they were traveling really far away, it's hard to tell the weather. Like even today, if you watch the weather in DC today, and the weatherman says, oh, don't bring your jacket, it's going to be sunny and warm tomorrow. And then it's not. Well, Alaska is like that, but like 10 times worse. So, but again, thank you so much for your questions. And again, thanks to the Smithsonian and the National Museum of the American Indian. Thanks to Vince here for inviting us. And yeah, definitely come to the storytelling here in a bit. And I'll be in the Rasmussen Theater, and I'll be sharing more about my culture and where I come from too. So again, thank you so much for being here today.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Imamsuat, joining us from Southwest Alaska. They just flew in, so their arms are really tired. Anyway, our dance group will be performing again twice tomorrow and twice on Sunday. And then a couple of the folks are storytellers. Lauren will be telling stories in the theater today at 12:30. And then Ed will be telling stories in the theater today at 3:30. We continue our festival in here at 1 p.m. with 3 generations who will be singing American Indian, African American music. So thanks for being here and enjoy your visit to the museum.